Thank you all for being here for the 2012 Presidential Partners Banquet. And before I say anything else, let's thank these three for their entertainment this evening. All three are part of the Southeastern Chorale, and the chorale will be up as a group here in a little bit for our entertainment this evening. But we're glad that you came tonight to be a part of this great evening where we celebrate our presidential partners. And my hat is off to each and every one of you all for your commitment, financial commitment to Southeastern Oklahoma State University. At this time, we're not going to have our program at this time, but I'd ask that Dr. Henry Gold to come forward with our invocation. Dr. Gold is Professor Emeritus here at Southeastern with that title, and also serves as a development officer in the Office of University Advancement. So at this time, I ask Dr. Gold to come forward for our invocation.
Will you pray with me? Holy Father, we thank you for this day. And I have a special request, Lord, as I lift up these words, that you'd bless Joanne and Larry Minks this week as Joanne has surgery on Tuesday. So I'm going to be praying for her, and I hope that everyone here will join me. Thank you now for the occasion that we're here. And thank you for all of these who stand alongside as partners of President Minks. Make this a special evening, and this is our prayer in your holy name. Amen.
At this time, dinner will be served, and I'm pleased to introduce the Southeastern Chorale under the direction of Dr. Stacy Weger for our entertainment. Dr. Weger, enjoy your evening. We'll start the program in approximately 25-30 minutes. Events throughout the year, and we are very fortunate to have these talented young men and women on our campus as students and also participants in the Southeastern Chorale. So we're again very, very appreciative. I'd like to go ahead and start our program this evening. I know that some of you all are still eating. Please proceed with that. The dinner was brought to you this evening by Sodexo, our food service provider here on campus. Sandy Knowles and her staff are working busy back here behind the curtain. Let's give them a big round of applause for the dinner this evening. Another group that I'd like to thank is the University Advancement staff for the decorations and the setup this evening. And if you're part of my staff in University Advancement and the Welcome Center, if you would please stand. I'd like to pinpoint those folks that work in our office day in and day out. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much for what you all do, not only for this event, but through the events throughout the year. As we move into the program this evening, it's my honor and privilege to introduce my boss, Dr. Larry Minks. Dr. Minks came back to Southeastern in 2009 as our Executive Vice President. In January of 2009, I believe he came and took over the presidency at Southeastern. He has 35 years in higher education experience as a mentor, a teacher, an administrator. And I'm proud to say that he's our 19th president here at Southeastern. So if you would, please help me welcome Dr. Larry Minks to the podium.
Thank you, Kyle. It's a pleasure to welcome each of you to the 12th Annual Presidential Partners Event. The 12th. That doesn't seem possible, does it? I want to begin by introducing a number of special guests who have joined us this evening. First of all, Mr. Butch Arnett, Chairman of the Southeastern Foundation, and his wife, Carolyn, here at the front table. Rob Piercy and his wife, Vicki. Rob is the president-elect of the Alumni Board for next year. So, Rob and Vicki. Now I'd like for all the members of the Southeastern Foundation Board to stand as a group and let us recognize you, if you will. And the members of the Southeastern Alumni Board, if you would stand for us and let us recognize you. Okay. And last but not least, my wife, Joanne. The real boss. Also, I'd like to introduce a group that I'm privileged to work with. Would all the faculty and staff members from Southeastern please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you. Before we continue the program, I want to remind everyone that our homecoming celebration will be held in just 3 weeks on September 28th and 29th. The Alumni Association Awards Banquet will be on Friday, September the 28th, here in the Visual and Performing Arts Center. We have all of the other traditional events on the schedule, including the Alumni Golf Tournament, the parade, the Alumni Tailgate Alley, and the football game, which will kick off at 2 p.m. against Ouachita Baptist at Paul Laird Field. So we encourage everyone to join us for all of the festivities. It should be a fun few days. I want to begin my comments tonight by offering a heartfelt thanks to you for your support of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. As presidential partners, you've made not only a financial commitment, but also an emotional commitment to assist our young people as we develop the leaders of tomorrow. As a matter of fact, this university has accomplished a great deal over the past century, thanks in great part to relationships, collaboration, and partnerships. The Presidential Partner Program is a shining example of these types of cooperative ventures. This summer, on June 14th, to be exact, we celebrated the first day of classes at Southeastern Normal School, held June 14th, 1909, with a community open house on the front lawn, and many of our city and chamber officials who are here tonight joined our students, faculty, and staff in attending. Later that week, I began to reflect on some of the great things that have occurred at Southeastern the past year, and there seemed to be one reoccurring theme. The university had partnered or collaborated with an entity that resulted in a positive outcome. Just a few examples include the $2 million Native American grant through the U.S. Department of Education that includes a component to renovate the old bookstore for use by our Native American Center for Student Success, as well as our Academic Advising and Outreach Center, the expansion of our aviation program to Rose State College in Midwest City early in the year, the lighting improvements in Montgomery Auditorium, thanks to a generous gift from the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, the university hosting an economic summit in cooperation with the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education and their Making Place Matter program, the recognition of a local business, Cardinal Glass, through the State Regents Economic Development Partnership Recognition Program, and developed through our Southeastern Center for Regional Economic Development. the continued success of the Oklahoma Small Business Development Center Network with its state headquarters on our campus here in Durant, and in partnership with universities, businesses, and individuals across the state that stimulate economic development. The new Go Red River partnership to assist students from North Texas with bus transportation to Southeastern. A renewed sense of commitment to shared governance through such avenues as communication among the administration, the Faculty Senate, the Executive Committee of the Faculty Senate, and our new chapter of the American Association of University Professors. These are just a few examples of existing relationships. To have the resources and facilities available to meet the higher education challenges of the future, we must continue to build relationships that lead to new and innovative partnerships and collaborations. At this time, we'd like to provide a video highlighting some of these successes at Southeastern over the past year. People are our greatest and most precious resource. I hear that virtually everywhere that I go. The stories that we hear many times go back to the relationships in the classroom and in student life as part of the Southeastern family. That's what makes Southeastern unique. Relationships. People often describe those as being pivotal experiences that change their life. People make the difference at Southeastern.
On the threshold of another academic year, this is a day of recognition. And as we celebrate our accomplishments, we recognize who we are and where we've come as an institution of higher learning.
I think that I've heard a common theme here this morning, and that's from our elected officials to those in higher education, and certainly those from our tribal communities, that there is no greater investment than the investments that we make in our young people.
as we embark upon a new year, we are reminded that it's a privilege to be a part of Southeastern Oklahoma State University, and an honor to uphold the legacy of those that came before us.
But I can state unequivocally, without reservation, that the education that I received at Southeastern was second to none. In fact, I will tell you that with the combination of the one-on-one time with the professors, the small classes, and the ability to have worked a little bit in the business world with my parents, I think I actually had probably a competitive advantage.
I'm reminded of a quote from Charles Craig that transformational change, in its simplest form, is working together to move an organization forward in the midst of uncertainty, and also that teaching and learning are inseparable, and that we need to realize during that transformational process that education is a reciprocal gift. These are exceptionally challenging times for us, but our ability to adapt will virtually define who we become. Transformational change must continue to be part of our uniqueness.
We must be willing to embrace change as opportunity, for just as universities who fail to adapt will stagnate and struggle, so will individuals in our new environment. Southeastern is moving forward. Our challenge is to spread Southeastern's footprint. Through the relationships we cultivate, both on campus and in the community.
As you can see, the foundation for success has definitely been built. It's now our job to meet the challenges of the future with the decisions that we make.
Southeastern just offered me a lot of opportunities that other universities didn't, scholarships, being close to home, being affordable, things like that. I've been selected as a participant of the Brad Henry International Scholar Program. This is going to allow me to study for an entire semester at Swansea University in Wales. I'm really excited because I've never been farther than Kansas. I've never gotten to fly on an airplane, and to go that far for that long is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'll get to meet people that I never otherwise would have. I'll get to learn from people that I never otherwise would have. And, you know, it's really the university coming here that has afforded me this opportunity. With a university this size, it allowed me to rise to the top and to be a part of this program.
So it's a place of hope. And I would tell you that for me, that's what Southeastern was. It was a place of hope. It was a way to lift me out of where I was at and to get to the next level and to keep just taking the next step to the next great adventure and finding out what would happen. And I was amazed at the outcome.
Let us never lose sight of the impact we can have on the future. Our legacy is the education of tomorrow's leaders.
We've come a long way in the last couple of years. We've facilitated significant changes, but we have more to do. We need to constantly reflect on how we will renew and affirm the centrality of what we do in transforming ourselves and ultimately transforming our university in meeting future challenges. Isn't that wonderful? I think Major General Chambers' quote was particularly powerful, and we're certainly indebted to all of our staff, many of whom are in the room now, that assisted in putting this video together. Thank you very much. Our presidential partners have always been at the forefront of supporting new initiatives and showing commitment to an ongoing university project, and this year is no different. Tonight, you're witnessing firsthand one of the groups the partners are supporting this year, the Southeastern Chorale, under the direction of Dr. Stacy Weger. These talented musicians perform literally all over the world. In fact, they'll be touring in Europe later this year. Through their efforts, the university receives much positive exposure, and their goodwill really furthers our mission as an institution. Please join me in applauding this group that will now perform another song for us. Dr. Weger.
Yes,
That was wonderful. We're also proud to announce that Presidential Partners is supporting the True Blue Ambassador program again this year. The Southeastern True Blue Ambassadors Student Leadership and Recruitment Organization. If you're not familiar, they give campus tours, assist with on-campus recruiting events, and attend recruitment events off campus when student representatives are needed. The ambassadors also work with the President's office and with Kyle's office, University Advancement, to serve as student representatives whenever guests, donors, or alumni are on campus. Presidential Partners is also supporting Native American student recruitment and sponsorship programs this year. This will allow faculty and staff from Southeastern to attend and have a major role in the National Indian Education Conference this next month in Oklahoma City. This is going to be a major initiative for us. It's the largest conference of its kind in the nation, and will allow our university to network with other Native American representatives. I might add, too, that over the past few years, as I'm sure many of you are familiar with, Southeastern has been among the nation's leaders in producing Native American graduates, something of which we're very proud of. Another need being addressed by the partners this year is the realization of a dance studio within existing space in the new theater building. This studio will enhance our comprehensive fine arts program. The Partners program is once again assisting with the annual fund initiative that we started 2 years ago. Your support has resulted in securing more than $80,000 to our new scholarship programs. Finally, the Presidential Partners Scholars Initiative is one that is near and dear to all of us. Although everything we do as Presidential Partners enhances the lives and educational opportunities for our students, the ability to provide scholarships to deserving students symbolizes our partners' commitment. The majority of our students are receiving some type of financial aid, 75 to 80%, but it's not always enough for the students to meet their educational goals. This year, we've selected 3 students who have excelled in the classroom, are involved in campus and community life, and who put the university's best foot forward, always. With tonight's presentation, a total of 36 students will have received Presidential Partners scholarships over our 12-year period. I'd now like to call on Kyle Stafford, the Executive Director of University Advancement, to come forward as he will introduce this year's scholarship recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Minks. This is the part that I really enjoy, is introducing our scholarship recipients this year. Being a former director of admissions, I know firsthand what scholarships do to allow these young people to accomplish their educational goals. Our first student represents the School of Arts and Sciences, and George Allen Fritts III. I think we're starting in order based upon how long their journey was to find Durant, Oklahoma. Allen comes from Hawaii, from Mililani, something like that, on Oahu. How about that? He is a pre-med major. He is a junior, and he is an exceptional student with a 3.98 GPA. He has several honors, including the Top 10 Freshman Chemist Award in the spring 2011. He was a Top 10 freshman for the fall 2012, 10 and 11. He's a member also of the Southeastern Honors Program. Most recently, he has been a recipient of the George Kaiser Family Foundation Scholarship Program that we created a year ago. And he's very active outside of the classroom as well. Civic involvement, he serves as a chemistry tutor and for our student support service offices. He's also a teaching assistant in the subject of organic chemistry in the laboratory. Wow. And also is very active in his church. He's co-leads an intercultural student Bible study that meets weekly in the student union. Very active in his church as he's recently participated in mission trip and volunteers with the children's choir. He's amazing young man. Got to meet him earlier this evening. And at this time, I'd ask Alan to come forward to give his remarks. Help me welcome Alan to the podium.
Good evening. My experience here at Southeastern has been a prolific one. My story here began when I was accepted into the honors program. Since then, I've strived to honor my God and my university through hard work and a positive attitude towards everything I have done. I could not have picked a better school than Southeastern. I've received many awards, as you have heard. In fall of 2011, I received both the Top 10 Freshman Award and the Top Freshman Chemist Award. I am also one of the recipients of the Kaiser Medical Scholarship this year, an award which recognizes my diligence in my studies as a pre-med student. No matter how hard I work to deserve these honors, I cannot claim them entirely as my own. Without the constant guidance, training, and friendship given to me by the teachers and administrators of this school, I would be very far away from where I am today. It is to you, the faculty of this school, that I dedicate the award I am to receive tonight. Again, I emphasize that without you, I would not be the person I am today. It is your hard work and determination that makes the seemingly impossible possible for the thousands of students here at Southeastern. And I believe I speak for all of them when I say thank you for your sacrifice and determination. As a Christian, I believe that everything, whether good or bad, happens for a specific reason. This scholarship could not have come at a more perfect time. Throughout my journey at Southeastern, I have been blessed with parents who have the financial means to support me. This spring, however, they will experience a significant drop in pay as they both prepare to attend graduate school in Dallas. Although the honors program currently pays for my school tuition, it fails to pay for smaller things such as books and daily living expenses. This scholarship will allow me to continue to work hard here at Southeastern and keep my main focus on my studies rather than on financial difficulties. To the presidential partners of Southeastern Oklahoma State University, thank you. This is the greatest honor I've received at Southeastern. As a presidential partner scholar, I give you my word to work hard, advancing the good name of this fine institution in word and deed to the best of my abilities. I'm Alan Fritts.
Thank you, Alan. Getting a little bit closer to home, to Durant, Oklahoma, from Denison, Texas, representing the John Massey School of Business is Gwendolyn Simmons. She's a senior majoring in finance with a minor in accounting. She's very active as well in the classroom as outside of the classroom. Has a 3.8 GPA and is a member of 2 honor societies, Alpha Chi, Beta, Gamma, Sigma, and was also a student in the honors program. She serves on the Student Advisory Council for the John Massey School of Business and serves as president of that student group. She's also a member of the Accounting and Finance Club and has also recently completed an internship this past summer with American Bank of Texas. Outside of the classroom, she's very involved with activities including working with senior citizens and a children's ministry. She also works 30 hours a week. You may see her in Texas every once in a while at Roadhouse. And she states her aspirations are best summarized by Gandhi, a quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world." So at this time, please help me welcome Gwendolyn Simmons to the podium.
Hello and thank you. It is a great honor to receive the Presidential Partner Scholarship representing the John Massey School of Business. I'm a senior here at Southeastern. I'm getting my bachelor's degree in finance with a minor emphasis on accounting. As was told, I also work as a waitress at Texas Roadhouse in Sherman, Texas. The work may seem a little insignificant, but I treat the job as my own business. How well I service customers helps determine what my tips will be at the end of the night. Then I use those profits, those tips, to make investments. And one of the investments I chose was to attend Southeastern. And based on my experience so far, I made a wise investment. Before I establish a career in business finance, I need education and I need experience. Southeastern Oklahoma State University has given me the opportunity to gain knowledge, understanding, and education in all areas of business. My classes have offered me ways to challenge myself and to obtain skills to back up my degree. Thus, each class and each assignment is an investment of my own. This attitude towards school is one of the reasons why I joined the honors program. The honors program allows me to take classes that are more challenging and thought-provoking, so that way I can be a more well-rounded and globally aware individual. The consequences of my efforts have given me a 3.8 grade point average, a spot in the top 10% of freshmen, and inductions to 2 honorary societies, the first one being Alpha Chi and the second being Beta Sigma Gamma. Each of those are awarded to students who are in the top 10% of upperclassmen. But with the Beta Sigma Gamma, it's students for the John Massey School of Business who have faculty recommendations. So not only are the recognitions rewarding, but they're humbling as well. It's remarkable to me to know that not only is my hard work seen, that the faculty at Southeastern and at the School of Business have students' best interests at heart and want to seek to promote them. And my stay at Southeastern has also given me a chance to give back as well. As has been told, I participated in the honors program and accounting and finance club by contributing my services to different events. The best experience thus far has been with the Student Advisory Council for John Massey School of Business. As I worked my way up to my current position as the president, I've had very many memorable experiences that include appearing for events and talking with students about my Southeastern experience. And through my connection with the Student Advisory Council, I was able to meet John Massey himself. And it was one of the best experiences I could have had because he's been the most inspiring person that I've met here on this campus. He's worked hard and achieved his goals from the bottom up and gives me inspiration to do the same. And it was through his connection that I got my internship this summer at American Bank of Texas. My position was similar to that of a finance clerk. I took financial information, made detailed reports, but I also got the opportunity to experiment with the bond market and research issuers and get my feet wet in the finance world. I had the privilege of working under 3 supervisors. One was the Chief Financial Officer, James Parker. The other one was the Senior Vice President, Carl Fritts, and then the head of the budgeting department, Brenda Adams. In their own way, each supervisor encouraged me and challenged me. They gave me tools and opportunities to expand my computer skills, my creativity, and just expand my knowledge of accounting and finance. They also set good examples for me, good examples of what a top financial manager looks like, because top positions aren't just filled with people who are the most intelligent or the most qualified, but they're hardworking and dependable too. And I aspire to be one of those people as well. I want to be the employee that managers look for. I'm so grateful that my experience at Southeastern has not only given me the education that I need, but has also enforced civic engagement. While at Southeastern, I've helped with the school and certain clubs with preparing for events and banquets and honors interviews. I've enjoyed contributing, and especially for recruiting events and getting to talk to the high school students. Also, I love giving back to my community. I've participated with different outreach programs, like giving free meals during Thanksgiving and Christmas, and participating with my local church, Trinity Lighthouse, and being involved in ministry projects and teaching children every week. Thus far, my time here at Southeastern has been most rewarding. I am confident that I made a good investment by coming here, and I'm excited to begin my senior year. I know Southeastern is going to continue to prepare me for a successful career. And as stated before, my aspirations can pretty much be summed up in Gandhi's quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world." The quote's widely known, and it may seem odd in relation to a college student who just likes numbers. But in business, numbers turn into dollars, and dollars turns into opportunities. And those opportunities can change people's lives, their families, their educations, and their dreams. And I can be a part of that kind of change. And I'm assured when I graduate here from Southeastern that I will be able to pursue my own dreams and my own career goals. So thank you, Southeastern, and thank you, Presidential Partners, for this scholarship.
Thank you, Gwendolyn. Our representative, our presidential partner scholars from the School of Education and Behavioral Sciences graduated from Whitesboro, Texas. He is a senior, Jonathan Rodriquez. His major is health and physical education, has a 3.5 GPA. He was a part of the inaugural all-academic tennis team this past year. Also is on the Dean's Honor Roll and a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and also has been a part of this, the tennis program for the past 3 years. Outside of Southeastern, he volunteers for the Special Olympics. He is also the fundraising coordinator. I need to get to know him a little bit better for the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. And he also volunteers at the Durant Senior Citizen Center for their birthday celebrations, and also in the summer serves as the assistant director of a tennis camp for children, both in Whitesboro and in Denison. So at this time, please help me welcome Jonathan Rodriquez to the podium.
Good evening. As you know, my name is Jonathan Rodriquez. And first off, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. As you have probably seen around campus, there are signs and plaques that say Southeastern, where your story begins. That is especially true to me because my story really does begin here. A few years ago, a wonderful woman from Denison, Texas, met a tennis player from Harlingen, Texas, and, well, as you know, the rest is history. I'd like to introduce my parents, Valerie Rodriguez, Samuel Rodriguez. But the funny thing is, I'm not only a second generation, I'm a third generation attendee here at Southeastern. My grandparents also attended here at Southeastern. They graduated in 1963. I graduated from high school in 2009. Whitesboro is a little town located between Sherman and Gainesville, and while I was there, I was active in athletics, National Honor Society, and many other extracurricular activities. But two of my favorite activities that I like to do involved working with special needs students. One, I also worked with the Special Olympics there. I volunteered, and I also was a one-week counselor at a camp called Seek Camp. My Southeastern career began here in the fall of 2009. I came here to play tennis. And when I was here, I was chosen to become a member of the SAC, which is Student Athletic Advisory Committee. And with SAC, I was able to help with the Special Olympics again, and I was also helped to contribute to Make-A-Wish Foundation. We raised money for that. This past summer, I was also named to the Great American Conference inaugural all-academic tennis team. My major is health and physical education, and my goal is to help young people pursue their own goals by teaching and coaching. I also have taken appropriate courses to help me teach science, and my long-term goal is to get a master's degree in exercise physiology. First off, I want to thank God for this opportunity, because without Him, none of this would be possible for me. Second, I would like to thank my family, all the support they have given me throughout the years. And I would also like to thank the health and physical education faculty and staff. They have been great with helping me and supporting me. And last, but certainly not least, I want to thank all the presidential partners for this scholarship they have given me, and it's very much appreciated. I can't express it in even words. In closing, I pledge to you that I will represent this school to the best of my ability, and I want to try to represent every one of you and this university as well as I can. Thank you very much.
And at this time, I'd ask our other scholars to come forward for a group photo with President Minks. And while they're doing that, I think it's important to, well, I'll say it this way. We are very, very proud of them as presidential partners, but I know there's some other people in the audience that are very proud of them, and that's their family. So at this time, with the family members of our scholars, please stand and let's congratulate the parents for raising young men and women the way they have. And for folks that do not like to public speak, I being one of them, may hard to be to believe, but these folks did an outstanding job and made it look easy. So let's give them a big round of applause. That's probably the hardest part about getting this scholarship, is getting up here, and you all did an exceptional job. So at this time, I'll turn the program back over to Dr. Minks.
Wow. As you've seen and heard, these three students are excellent representatives of our student body and worthy of our support. On their behalf, I add my sincere thanks to the presidential partners for sharing your resources to support the mission of Southeastern in providing quality academic opportunities to all of our students. You know, as a presidential partner, we all share the vision of enhancing academic and program goals of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. You receive a number of benefits for being a part of this inner circle of support. However, I believe the biggest benefit is the satisfaction in knowing you've made a difference in the lives of students like the ones we've heard from this evening. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you who've committed annually to this program and for your continued support of the success of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. We're proud to announce that our presidential partners membership list now consists of 51 partners. So I think that deserves a big round of applause. As I said earlier, tonight is an opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your personal support, and I thank you for your support of the university's mission and vision. Since Presidential Partners was formed in 2001 by former President Glenn D. Johnson, more than $600,000 has been raised for a variety of university projects, including scholarships, the Student Union, new band uniforms, North Hall improvements, the Southeastern Football Honors Plaza, and many other worthwhile projects. Your very presence here this evening demonstrates your support of higher education. I urge you to continue to be an advocate for Southeastern, for higher education when you talk to your family, when you talk to your friends, when you talk to your business associates, and when you talk to your legislators. The Presidential Partners have accomplished a great deal over the past decade, opening doors of opportunity for students to achieve their lifelong dreams. I look forward to working with you as together we continue to keep those doors of opportunity open for the students of today and tomorrow. There's no greater legacy than that. We need to continue to grow the Presidential Partners Program to the level that we have 100, that's our goal, 100 partners and beyond. So together, as we have in the past, we can accomplish so much together. Joanne and I are grateful, and we thank you. And now I'd like to call Kyle back up to the podium for some special presentations.
Thank you, Dr. Minks. $600,000, wow. And there are some of you all that are in the audience today. If you'll look at the back of your program, we started this 2 years ago as our gold partners. And our gold partners have been part of this program for consecutively more than 10 years or over the last 12 years at some point have donated 10 times to this cause, and the gifts exceed a total of $10,000. So if you are a gold partner, would you all please stand and let us thank you all for being committed to this program on a year in, year out basis. Let's give them a round of applause. There's also a couple of new people that are joining our gold list this year, and I'd like to ask them to come forward. So I know that's here tonight representing OG&E, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Holliday, and OG&E for their gifts and continual giving to the Presidential Partners Program. Would you all come forward and let us present you with the gift? Robert's been he's the community relations manager here for OG&E and has been wonderful to work with over the last 2 years. And so we really do appreciate all that he does with the university and on behalf of OG&E. So as a token of our appreciation is our gold plate to be a part of our gold program. Thank you all very much. Let's give them a big round of applause. Another gold partner that couldn't be here tonight, I think many of you all that are locally know who W.O. Young is, and we're very appreciative of his commitment to this program. Let's give him a big round of applause, although he's not here. Thank you all for supporting Presidential Partners. I appreciate your willingness to allow me to ask you on behalf of the President to join this program each year. And again, thank you for your commitment to Presidential Partners. Dr. Minks.
Nine years ago at this event, the first Southeastern Annual Report was presented to the Presidential Partners. In keeping with that tradition, I want you to be the first to receive this publication this evening. Please pick up a copy as you leave. Representatives from our True Blue ambassadors will be distributing the publications as you exit the VPAC. So they're getting set up right now. I want to thank each and every one of you for your attendance this evening. At Southeastern, we truly appreciate your trust and your support. We truly have faith in everything that we do. And one thing I think that epitomizes all of our students here this evening, as each one commented on the faculty and staff here at Southeastern. And that's a quote, one of my favorite quotes from a gentleman who was a mentor of mine from about the mid-'80s through August 1999 in his passing. Excuse me. And I like to think that he's been with us here for the last, since 2008 as well. His name was C. Roland Christensen, and the quote went something like this: what a privilege it is to have the opportunity to be a teacher, the greatest of all vocations, because it keeps us anchored in youth, creativity, ideas, and research. Thank you, and good night.